Pfizer. Good morning, United Kingdom. Good morning.
Good morning.
Lakhi Singh, the property fixer, the ixer, the
How you
mixer,
doing?
the whisker, the mover, the hoover, the shaker, the acre, the maker, the quaker, the greater, the cater, the crater, the mover and the moonwalker of the square mile. Lakhi Singh, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning.
Right. As you will see, I've forgotten to put my hat on and put my glasses on. And I will do that as we speak. They will come on all of a sudden before we continue the conversation. And what's the weather like there in London?
It's quite rainy today.
Excellent day.
Weather, but a bit gloomy.
It isn't or it is?
It's a bit more like the Scottish weather. I think we've got the weather from Holly.
Ah, Holly. Holly wasn't in Scotland, Lucky. She was in Sheffield. Bit different. Starts with an S. It starts with the
Okay.
S spelled differently. Anyhow,
Well, British weather, and also I think we had another guest. I can't remember their name now.
exactly, Trish from Glasgow. She was from Scotland. Yeah,
That's right.
that's right. Okay, so the weather's rainy in London today, Lucky. So the topic of this week, so we start, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. And I know you said it's very important to know what door, what size, what color, what material. Very, very shrewd of you, very calculating of you. But there's certain people out there who like to go with the flow. They like to sort of like just go with whatever works. And they'll probably say, well, we don't care what type of door, what type of size or color, material, as long as we build a door to knock on, or for the opportunity to knock on. Now that is another way of doing the same thing, isn't it, Lucky? But you're obviously more of a planner, more of a mover and a shover and a shaker and a maker and a mixer and a groover of the square mile. So obviously you do everything with a plan, with some matter in hand, some objective. Most people don't do that. They just want to build the door. There's opportunities and knocking, they'll create the door and they'll create the opportunity. Just like Holly said yesterday, she's that type of person, left Plymouth to go to Sheffield, and she said there'd been opportunity, there'd been certain circumstances where she felt, where is all this going? What's going to happen? But then she said she became positive. And I think that's what the key word is. Building a door or creating a door when opportunity doesn't knock is probably another way of saying optimistic or creative or somebody who's positive thinking. So Lucky, the question for today is, Pfizer have now announced that they have launched a vaccination for the virus that I think is due to be launched in the coming week or weeks. What do you say that will that have an impact on the economy overall, and will that have an impact on the property market in the United Kingdom, knowing that there is a vaccine now nearly around the corner, as you would say, or maybe nearly to the point of a cure to this dreadful virus? Will it affect the market? Will it affect the economy? Will it make the property market recover or bounce back? Will the banks come back online? Will money start flowing from the down the rivers? Will honey appear from nowhere because of this antidote apparent?
Well, I think whole issue is hinged upon really how effective the rollout's going to be. That's number one. But number two, I think the main thing is overall it's going to have a positive impact on a lot of businesses who see some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. So I think I've been talking to quite a lot of businesses, obviously on a day-to-day basis, but there's a lot of relief for businesses that certainly get a lot of face-to-face traffic coming into their car showrooms or their retail stores or their restaurants, their pubs, the bars, people organizing events. So a lot of them have now started scheduling and organizing things in a manner as if everything's back to where they were pre-March 20. So they're going to be literally scheduling in, I think, from March, April onwards. So there's two major factors. One is that there's an anticipation of a third lockdown as well in possibly February, March, April.
Is there a lockdown now, though? Is it actually a proper lockdown, or is it just a la carte, where it will be?
There's a full lockdown that finished on Tuesday night, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And yesterday was the first day of opening of pubs, bars, restaurants, and a lot of retail shops. So I think there's also a tiering issue. I think if you're in a high risk area, there's if you're in tier 2, then I think we can sort of say there's still somewhat like a semi lockdown because they're here to more stringent regulations as to what can and can't be done. So, but the overall sentiment, I think, is with the vaccine for a lot of businesses that is a huge sense of relief that they have got a long-term plan. So, for example, I'm dealing with a luxury car rental company. I know about at least 3 or 4 the owners of some of the larger ones in the United Kingdom, and each one of them saying, "Oh, well, that's a relief. We're going to start getting the business back up again," because obviously people don't want to be sitting in cars chauffeur driven because there's another person in the car. Not all cars have the facility of like the very top end ones have like a chauffeur, like a screen in the middle, so they can have their privacy and their own air. But the majority of cars don't have that. So that industry is literally ground to a halt. Certainly the very high-end executives who have a need then to travel, but because they've got money, they may not want to be traveling because they're concerned about the lockdown. So there's a lot of, I'd say, there's a lot of positivity because people feel like something's going to happen in the right direction. So I think most people are looking at the fourth quarter or the second quarter of things to at least get to some form of normalcy. But a lot of people can't see any normalcy in the next quarter of 21, first quarter of 21, or necessarily the second quarter of 21 either. But after that, I think a lot of people are expecting things to at least get to some normalcy that what they're used to.
Okay. So you haven't answered the actual question. Do you feel that there's going to be a recovery in the property market because of this vaccine, though? You told me about what's happening and how it's happening and how many lockdowns there's going to be, and there's going to be another one in March, which is all right. Are they slowly getting people used to getting into lockdown mode? Are they going to totally shut down the whole of the UK and have everybody working from home for the next decade or something? Is that what's going to happen?
I'm not too sure which direction the plan's going to take, but the reality is it's a bit of a cat and mouse situation, because they've got the vaccine, but to date they've been the United Kingdom the government's been very poor in terms of administering tests for people. People test it, what I've understood. So if that's what their record's been in testing, I can just imagine really what their record is going to be in rollout. And now they've got about 4. I think every day there's a new company coming up with the formula that they say works, and they've come through the test phase. And so I think there's about 4 companies on the market, if not more, that are now coming up with very strong solutions to the problem. So what's going to happen to the property market? Yeah, I think the property market is going to take a long time to recover. Obviously, it's been going steadily up, been buoyed up with the stamp duty change. And anybody that's got any sort of money is now putting it into property, because that's, or getting into property. There seems to be something happening there. So the forecast from my point of view is that interest rates are still likely to go up, because the UK economy, £1 trillion has been pumped in. I think literally it's going to be £1 trillion by the end of this year, to keep it afloat for the last, not just during the pandemic, but before that as well. And then they've got completely 2 years of nothing happening at all. Everything's going to be at zero. We're going to be a zombie economy. So if that happens, then I can't see the property market doing that well, because funding is going to be not as easy for people, because banks are going to be a lot more stringent in terms of actually where they're putting their money. But what I do see is that interest rates are likely to go up, so that will have an impact on the property market, because that's the only way. It's the only way is up. So I think there's going to be a massive hit, especially in the London market, possibly by mid of next year. I think most people are anticipating quite a big hit in the middle of next year when the stamp duty changes. So the only way I can see something proving is that if somehow there's a miracle, or somebody gets a magic wand out and gives £1 trillion to the UK government, then I would say, yeah, things might change. But the magic can happen.
That's true. Okay. Pardon?
Happy days.
Happy days, yes. Okay. Now, in context of Pfizer, has this serum been developed in the United Kingdom? Is it in Oxford? Is that the same one? And has it been tested? Has it gone through the testing phases for NICE?
I've understood. I think a lot of the tests have taken place, but I haven't kept up to date with any of the news about the stringency of a lot of these. But I think they were saying that there's another one, I think the Moderna one, that's been tested with 35,000 people, and they've had 95% success rate. But I've got mixed up between which one's which, because a lot of these things are going to be really down to government policy and how they're rolling them out. So let's see. I think it's early days, but I think they are trying to put a policy and they're trying to decide, really trying to play God in terms of who gets it and who doesn't. But one of the things I think they're considering doing is actually giving it.
A pecking order, is there? What's the pecking order then, Lakhi?
Yeah, I think one of the things they're considering doing is giving it to key workers first. And I think the second thing that they're considering doing was to give it to people that are 70 plus. And then I think they were looking to give it to people that are 50 plus. Obviously, that makes it quite difficult for me and you.
Well, I'm going to be waiting for me at the end, aren't I? I'm going to have to wait for you. At least you've got your third in the pecking order. I'm somewhere down under the 30s thing. So I'll probably be about fourth in the pecking order. By then, it'll probably be a couple of years gone. But
yes, could be a long time. So you need to
long time before I get it. Okay, Lakhi.
Locked up till then, I think.
Okay, so there is a topic that we were still discussing yesterday, and we didn't get to do it because we had lots of lovely guests on, and all the love was being shared. Obviously, not to me, and definitely not to you, but to the guests. Rescue My Property, right? Tell me the pit stops in Rescue My Property. What did it start off as? What did it go to? When did you realize it had to become a new, a new website or a new service line? What were the critical points in Rescue My Property, and what are you actually? If someone asked you, what are you actually promoting on this service line? What is it?
Well, one of the things that when we started off, I think the main objective was companies like Mortgage Express and Birmingham Midshires and Capital Home Loans were appointing lots of LPA receivers to the Landlord Property Act 1925. They were appointing them because people were going to arrears, or people who had taken on mortgages and had a lot of buytolet properties that they bought in the heyday of property. They weren't really able to fully manage the fallout of the, let's say, debt to equity scenario, because if the properties are quite highly geared and they're paying a lot of money towards them in terms of just an interest vehicle, and they were coming to a close, the term was coming to a close because it's a 10-year term. So we think all those issues, and nobody was really tackling in the market in terms of a solution. So I believe that our organization, Rescue My Properties, is the only organization in the United Kingdom that provides a comprehensive solution to a lot of these issues to do with negative equity, Landlord and Property Act 1925, where buy-to-let landlords have gone into some sort of arrears, or the bank, which Mortgage Express, what they do is if they've got more than somebody with more than 5 properties, they will put them in the hit list in terms of wanting to know a lot more information, and also having a more of a tighter grip of really what they can do with their relationship, but almost being very draconian in terms of they manage their relationship with them. It's pretty much stealth. So they're literally saying, yes, give us the information, but if they don't like what they saw, then they would literally use an excuse to take the portfolio over and look to then sell the properties to literally get all their money back as soon as possible. So that's pretty much the strategies that were being adopted by UKAR and Mortgage Express and the like, and also organizations such as Capital Home Loans and somewhat Birmingham Midshires. So as soon as we started finding all this out, we understood the process, we've managed to negotiate a lot of these properties back for a lot of clients. So hence, Rescue My Properties actually just simply the correct name for what we're doing. Yeah, because of that type of work that we did at that time, we've got a lot of in-house specialist knowledge, content, intellectual property, which can help people to this day to solve any matter that comes in relation to negative equity or receivers or all money charges, or even stopping repossession of a house even now, because they're a level of expertise.
Okay, so it seems it's quite broad, lots of other things that are going on there, but they're not reflective. But they're coming from where? They're coming from sister organizations, or where? All the other services you mentioned.
Yeah, we've got at least about 50 organizations that we work with that have expertise in lots of micro aspects of rescuing assets. So the main ones are immediate bank claims, which is a 24-hour stop repossession company that specializes in negotiating or litigating with banks who've basically taken over a property portfolio, or if somebody's a householder and they've got a suspended possession order, or they've got a repossession hearing, or they're in arrears, any type of issue like that they will deal with. So that's immediate bank claims. The second area is another company called Management Consultants for You, which is more of a tax solutions company, business consultancy, with also access to funding, so bridging funding, first charge lending, second charge lending, also access to you can say commercial portfolio lenders. So they'll do things which are all around rescuing my properties again, but a bit more strategic. Then there's a third organization that we work with called Cash Flow Bridging that has access to funders, and they work with them. They supply lots of private funding to us from various sources. And fourthly, we've got LPA Properties that is being launched the 1st of January, but it's still operating. It's an estate agency business that operates UK-wide, that's offering 0% commission for people that want to sell their property anywhere across the United Kingdom, and that's hugely popular with our clients. And again, it's actually really useful if somebody's trying to sell their property quickly. Then they've got access to a database of over 100,000 buyers now, the amalgamation of our social media and our databases. So I think we've got a lot going on. I think that's just the key companies, but then we've also got specialist companies that provide portfolio solutions in the areas of which are somewhat regulated. So we only refer to a panel of about 10 companies that provide solutions around pensions. We've got another 10 companies that provide solutions around specific type of mortgages as well, Sharia compliant to buy-to-let mortgages. So we've got a huge panel of lenders where there's a regulation as well that we can give a list to people and they can decide who they want to go to. Yeah. So pretty comprehensive in everything we do in the portfolio business.
Mm-hmm. So it revolves on and around property. You've got everything covered. What are the charging structures? What are these service providers? Are they reducing their fees? Are they making it cheaper for a sale to happen? Or are they charging just as before, probably even more, and taking longer maybe? Or are they taking less time?
So we've got all sorts of organizations on our panel with the different requirements. It's not always about the cost. It's sometimes about the quality. And on other occasions, it's about the speed and the ability to deliver on time. So depending on the requirement, we match people up. And then I think, we wouldn't really be dealing with organizations that couldn't deliver, because a lot of them have stood the test of time in terms of their deliverability.
They're still operating. Okay, yeah. Before we go on to the next question, I'm going to give a shout out to Mandy, Sajal Patel, Sonia, I think, and who else here? Sajal Patel. John Smith. Yeah. Big shout out to everybody. Obviously, we don't have the reason for love hearts today. More broken hearts, I think, today. We're just seeing Lakhi Singh here on his own, no color in his life at the moment. Okay, so Lakhi Singh, we have a very
Thank you for
difficult.
my PR.
You excellent for your what?
I said you'd be really good for my PR.
Bob Singh, the fixer, the PR. Excellent. Yes, your PR. What about it?
My PR.
Have you PR'd over someone? Have you?
That's right. I've been PR'd
Right.
over by.
Okay. So probably not a good idea to PR over people anyway. So Lakhi Singh, the property fixer from Bob Singh, as usual, alert, keeping his hawkish eyes on you and listening to your daily input about what's happening. I'm sure there's lots of things happening on the mortgage market in terms of if there is a virus, then I assume the banks are going to come back online, which will mean that the banks are going to create their door because they need to create their own opportunity and knock on that door. So the banks will do that. Okay. Rescue My Properties. Okay, so Rescue My Properties, you spoke about employment. How does that work, Lakhi? How does the RAC model work in its true essence? What does it do? How does it work? And who does it work for?
So about 7 years ago, we realized that because of the multitude of services we provide, it's a fantastic opportunity for people to be becoming an associate of the company and actually roll out the service at the same time generate an income for themselves, which creates a win-win situation for the business and for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think basically it's very simple, because let's keep it very short and simple. So we provide legal solutions, we provide, let's say, business consultancy, finance solutions, as well as property sales, off market and on market in the UK. If you've got those 5 things. So there isn't any one organization in the United Kingdom that is offering comprehensive property solutions under one roof.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are, then they're not accessible by somebody to use as a platform to offer out their services, because they're very boutique and they only provide their services to the super rich, for example, Savills or Knight Frank, but they don't really provide those sort of services or abilities to the mass property market. So what we've done is we've simplified.
Common man like me.
Sorry?
To a common man like myself, like a commoner.
Yeah, I don't think you're a commoner. I think you're sort of hang around with people like Jay-Z with those glasses and Kanye West, I thought, and Kim Kardashian. Those are your crowd. So you're probably uncommon, I would say.
Yeah.
Can you rap as well?
I like. Yeah. I can do that. I've seen the Jay-Z video when he's doing that, when he's listening to beats. So I can beatbox as well. I can do the sounds as well. I can make noises like I am I'm actually burping, and I can rap about lots of different things. So I'm a very versatile entertainer. Yes.
Well, I shall give you a rap battle later.
Yes, we shall have a rap battle between Fixer and the VJ.
That's right. So basically, going back, the income opportunity is quite comprehensive. So if people want to become a member, they just join us on they can DM us, and we can give them more of an understanding of how it all works. Okay. So rescuemyproperties.co.uk is the website if they want to register. And what they need to do is that there's 3 packages. One is normally £2,000, but during the pandemic and lockdown, we've decided to reduce that down to 0 temporarily to just help people to get into the market. Now, there is a bit of cheeky statements of a couple of people put up and say, that can't be right. How can we be offering something for free? It looks a bit dodgy. I've had a few comments like that from people on Facebook, which is absolutely fine. But the thing is, I think people can't believe that we're actually giving something away for free, which actually does cost a lot of money, time, and effort to set up. But for all of those who are non-believers, just talk to me. I'm happy to talk to you, explain to you how it works and why it's beneficial. Because all anybody is doing is, if they've got an attitude to help people and to help other people grow their portfolios or deal with problems, because we're solution providers, you're not only getting an income, you're also providing solutions to people's woes. And you can also introduce the opportunity to other people who want to get involved in property, but they've got very little cash, but they're looking for they've got a good network, they've got good communication skills, and they know a lot of people in property which they can help, but they don't have any capital. So this is a good way of breaking into the market, networking, mingling. We've got a CRM system which is a fantastic one of the best CRM systems in the world. My IT team had a long discussion with them yesterday. We tested it out with 1,000 users. All of them I probably thought is probably one of the best ones ever. So I think it's mind-blowing that what we can do for people that want to create a new income. So I think we'll be doing a series of interviews and also regular calls about the RAC system. We'll be rolling those out over the next couple of months for those of you who are quite interested in creating a new income and getting that spruced up. There's also a training program on there for free, which trains you up, tells you all the different things that we do. But if you went on to Rescue My Properties Income Opportunity onto YouTube, you'll find hundreds of videos up there telling you about all the different services we provide in terms of assisting people in property problems. So I think a lot of the things that we're doing around creating income is opportune and is probably perfect for the alternative property business solutions community, because it does actually provide an alternative form of income. So if you've got anybody with any sort of property issue, then we're the place to go.
Okay, so we've got Bob Singh giving it the big Lakhi Singh, the property fixer, and saying that you and I are both great. Thank you so much, Bob Singh, for acknowledging my greatness and Lakhi's eightness. And also Sonia gives a lot of the Lakhi Singh property fixer signs everywhere. So, okay, 2021. Is it going to be a difficult year? Because I think we've got Bob Singh saying, and he did say, sorry, I missed it out, that 22 is going to be the crucial year for recovery. So next year is going to be another volatile year, I think. The plane trying to take off the run. It's going to be a bit like that movie with this guy, the guy with the airplane on the runway with the trying to take off, and he sets a light to it and it blows up. What's it called? What's that movie called? I've got the name of it now. Scott, what's his name in it with the
Bruce Willis.
Die Hard. That's right, Die Hard. A bit like the Die Hard movie with the airplane trying to take off the runway, and he sets it alight. Is that what's going to happen in 2021? Are we going to try and take off from the runway in the snow while everybody's stuck in Christmas? And while we talk about the snow and Christmas, Bob Singh also says, Happy Christmas, everyone, and a wonderful new year. Bob Singh, happy Christmas to you, sir, and a lovely next year for you too. So, yeah, Lakhi Singh, is it going to be a bit like that Die Hard movie?
Well, I think it's going to happen next year, and I think anybody that's involved in property, we're perfectly placed to actually assist you in any issues you've got, because we've got all the solutions under one roof. So I think the lending side of it is definitely going to tighten next year, sort of lenders are. I think so. If you've got a portfolio which is slightly highly geared, or you, I think a lot of people that were 85% loan to value or 75% loan to value for the last couple of years. We had a portfolio that they bought about 5 years ago. They're going to get caught out because the prices actually, although they've gone up temporarily, they may not be able to sustain the price drops. Especially,
I think you're saying, Lakhi, you had a lot of clients come through recently who are people who just took out bridge loans just before the lockdown, and they have now come to the end of their bridge loan, 6 months bridge loan, and have been caught off by the fact that they can't now easily get exit as they planned with a high street lender, or complete the project, or a mix of that, or can't seem to find another bridger to give them an extension. Is that right?
Yeah, that's become common. Anybody that's gone to a traditional bridging company, got a good rate. A lot of those companies, about half of them actually stopped lending, and the other half that are lending have tightened their criteria, so they're not willing to refinance out at least half of their properties back to the same borrowers. So it's become a bit of a cat and mouse situation between the lender and the borrower, and they're not also willing to extend half the time because they want to actually get rid of the loan off their books, because their shareholders aren't really happy at the bridging company that they've got loans which have gone over maybe a 12-month period or a 2-year period.
Okay, we've had a comment come through, Lakhi Singh. You seem to be talking like you're watching paint dry. So now I want to bring it up a couple of levels. A bit like me DJ mixing, being a bit like I'm on tour with who is that famous DJ 20 Cents. I'm on tour with 20 Cents, and I'm now I'm taking it up a couple of notches. Lakhi Singh, I'm going to give you a keyword. You're going to give me an answer then. Okay? Keyword. Pardon?
Try and keep up with the Usain Bolt of DJing.
Yeah, Usain Bolt. That's right. I want to be like a mix.
By the way, a lot of people don't know what a VJ is. They don't understand. So they think
VJ.
that your name is VJ.
It's a viral jockey. I've got viral. And I'm another viral, rather like COVID-19, but I'm the viral that makes you, it's a bit like an antidote, makes you feel better.
Maybe VJ Sal, you can tell us what tablets you took this morning. So anybody out there, I think it sounds like probably begins with a V as well. By the sound of things.
V, vernacular. Right. Okay. Vendetta. Pardon. Okay, we're going to bring it up a couple of notches. I'm going to give you a keyword. I want you to tell me what comes to your head the first time. Okay. Banks.
Problem.
Mortgagor.
Risk awareness.
Red.
Need to pay it.
Blue.
Boy band.
Portfolio.
Negative equity.
2021.
Make or break.
Breaking up a car.
I can't think of anything on that one. Pass.
Pass or fail.
Pass.
Mandy Sandhu is going to come in and ask a question. We've got the famous Mandy Sandhu from Manchester, the bee city, going to come in and ask a question. Mandy!
Morning. How are you?
Morning, you sound chirpy, energetic. You've got an accent, you've got a sharp voice this morning, a bit like a senior executive in a lingerie chain. So, Mandy, tell us, what's the question?
I wanted to ask about the
what? What do you want to ask, Mandy?
I wanted to ask about the
You wanted to ask about you mean the sound? That sounded like a cough, I think.
Oh, hang on, it's echoing. 1 second.
Okay.
I wanted to ask about Rescue My Properties. You're saying the membership's free at the moment. How long does that last and what does that provide? And would it be good for, say, like for me, that's going to be restarting again?
Lakhi Singh?
Yeah, I think
with you, sir.
Basically there's two signs to sort of say why it'd be good for you. One is it's something alternative. Second thing is you're talking to the fixer, so we've already preempted your situation here. So because the problem is that because it's so simple, people think, how can that be true? So it's almost that going on. But so just to simplify, yes, the answer is yes, we can.
Okay, I think you haven't understood the question, Lakhi. Possibly need a bit of sign language because you're not finding English easy this morning. Right, I will give you the question, Lakhi Singh. Mandy says, Rescue My Properties. Is this membership free, everlasting, or is it for a short period? If it's for a short period, then obviously, how can she take advantage of it? How is it going to help someone like yourself who's trying to get in to property? Lakhi Singh, answer the question.
Is free, and it only lasts for a year. So if you sign up today, you will have to pay for basic membership after a year. We're only giving it away for 12 months. But if you're quite serious about getting involved or you want to get higher commissions, then the top range entry level is also been discounted from 10,000 to believe to is it 7,000, I think. So you could actually come in as a gold member if you wanted. But the idea is we're not trying to pitch this service to people. I think if they need an income and they've got access to funds and they've realized they can start making money from it, then it could be the perfect solution for them, especially if they're stuck at home but they want to get involved in property. But this is like zero cost entry into becoming almost like a franchise, but not a franchise. You're an associate with the company offering our services. So if you've got money to invest or you want to get involved, then this is the perfect way of actually getting involved in we could say a solution provision business. So to keep it simple, it's a little bit like being a doctor in property. Somebody's got a knee pain, says, yeah, we've got access to a knee expert. Somebody says they've got migraines, say, yeah, we can help with that. Somebody says I've got major cardio heart issues, which is something like a portfolio that's been in litigation with the bank now. You can help with that. So as the market's tightening, our solutions are the only ones that are comprehensive in actually solving these problems. It's almost like working for the Cromwell Hospital in property terms. So where basically you can do your health check, can do your having a baby can be born if you want a card. If you've
having your baby, Lakhi Singh, what does that mean? Having a baby, having your baby. Why would someone want you to have their baby for them? That doesn't make sense. Having your baby, Anyhow,
I think he's taken some tablets this morning, so I'm warning all
yeah, I'm taking some tablets. Right, okay, Mandy. Question is,
I think it's
I'll tell you now. Let's get to the key features. All you need then, as Lakhi says, is to get the free membership for 12 months. I understand that. Now, what type of tools are required? Is it correct that all you need is an internet, a laptop, and access to social media? Is that correct, Lakhi? Is that where you get all your business from?
Yeah, I mean, just need access to the internet. Yeah, laptop is handy. You can even run it from your phone, really. So as Vijay Sal knows, I'm actually very effective in using our CRM. So I put everything in through my phone for all our clients. So we pick up about 5 or 10 clients that require services a day. But would I rather be dealing with thousands of clients? No, I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to get our troops ready to help as many people as we can. So I think it's going to be, really, really good if you can actually help people and actually get into property at the same time. So yeah, just need a laptop, just need access to a phone and social media, and because there's plenty of people on.
Hold on 1 minute, because you're running off, and I can feel Mandy sleeping, feeling her eyes closing. And I'm actually feeling sleepy as I'm talking, listening to you. Right, okay, Mandy, remember, you're stuck at home. First thing, you got to have access to the outer world to do business. Social media gives you that. With social media, you can build up teams across the whole of the United Kingdom. All you need is, do you have a few friends, a few other colleagues, ex-colleagues, who are either feeling very, very frustrated because they can't get out there and do business, or they're looking to make a small amount of it. It doesn't have to make a lot of money. They can just want to be making a few £1,000s a month, but it helps them pay their bills. It helps them account for any additional expenses, X, Y, Z. And all you need is the will to be on the telephone talking to people, because as Lakhi has said in the past, it is the fastest growing property networking solution. So it needs you to be able to network through the social media. So you need a good networking. If you've never used social media before, that's the next question. What if I've never used social media before, Lakhi? What does Mandy do then?
Then we will point her in the right direction and tell her how to get set up. We've got training videos for pretty much every type of...
right, so you've got training videos, Lakhi, that can train Mandy to use social media. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Mandy, are you any good at social media?
Yes.
Excellent. You've got that quality.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a laptop?
Indeedy, I do. I've got two.
Excellent. You're halfway into business. Do you have a network of people who actually want to talk to you?
Yes.
Excellent. Now you're about 75% there. Do you have a will to want to help people? Because remember, this is the biggest difference in the Rescue My Property website. It is helping people and making money. It's not making money and helping people. It is helping people. And what do you feel you are helping them in? You are helping them in the very same predicament that you're in. Either they're looking for a job, make them a member, tell them where to go. Either you want to make them an associate underneath you, working with you as a team, creating that environment of people working. And I'm sure you've been in the NHS, you know what teamwork is about. It's all about getting the patient on the table as quick as possible. Is that not the key?
It's getting them back out the door. Getting them well.
Pardon?
You've got to get them well and back out the door so they can continue with their life.
That's it. You're rescuing them, just like an emergency service. So now tell me, 75% there of setting up your own business. What is keeping you from logging in and getting the free membership?
Nothing. I'm going to do it now that you've answered a few of my questions.
Exactly. And if you find you can't cope because you're just too busy, because you seem like one of those chief executives who hasn't got time for us little minions who want to talk to us, then perfectly fine. Continue as you are. I've got a big shout out for a few extra people on YouTube this morning as well. Everyone watching and everyone eagerly listening in, want to hear about Rescue My Property website and this excellent opportunity to become part of a growing network across the United Kingdom, helping people, making money at the same time. So everybody who's on the YouTube, big shout out to all of you. Got a new member, I forgot the gentleman's name. Lakhi Singh Sahib. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, Mandy, you've got the alternative business and property solution that you are a community of. So all those people on there could actually become somewhat part of your network and your associates. All you need to do is watch the video, because the videos will give you an idea of how easy it is to build a network. It's literally a will. That's all it is, a will and discipline to want to talk to people every day, regularly, follow them up, ask them about what they need, how to service them, and the rest of it, I believe, Lakhi Singh, you do. Like a fairy godfather with a little
example quick example of what you can do, give you a bit of a quick case study so Mandy understands the implementation side of it. Let's just say you speak to somebody, one of your friends, and say, "Oh, I want to buy this property, but we don't know how to buy it because basically it's a really good deal. It's worth 300, but we can pick it up for half the price because the vendor wants to do some deal with us." So if you're working for example, they want a bridge finance really quickly, but they're getting a huge discount and looking for the best way of structuring that deal. Simply introduce the client to us, put it into the CRM. It comes through to the system, goes through our organization, it goes through the right department, and usually within the same day, we will talk to the client. We normally charge something like, we normally give a free consultation to them for half an hour, understand the nature of the requirement. If they say, "Look, I want to raise this money, but I need it in the next 3 days, can you do it?" We will tell them the best way of raising it, because if they've got, say, unencumbered assets they need to borrow against, that's going to be quite easy to do. And we do have people that can actually lend money in 48 hours or 3 days even.
Okay, so before we start going back to sleep, Mandy, it's very simple. Get onto the Rescue My Property website, log in. It has been glitching recently because there's a lot of people joining at the same time. Apologies if there's any glitch, don't worry about it. It will be fixed. Log in and then get your membership sorted out, and you will see lots of videos and lots of other training stuff in there. Have any problems, just keep coming back to Lakhi Singh and he will give you his best input. It's got a full CRM system on it. All you need to do is talk to clients, refer them through, and you will get paid a percentage of whatever initial consultation fees that the client has to pay to get the service or the solution. Does that make sense, Mandy?
Yes, that does.
Lovely speaking to you as usual. Thank you so much for bringing the question in. We're going to have to say goodbye to you. We're at the last, is it the last minute, half a minute now? Mandy, anything you'd like to say to everybody? Because you're an avid listener, a wonderful person, a lady who has fixed lots of people in her time in the NHS, I believe. Anything you want to say out to everyone?
Oh no, shout out to everybody. Have a wonderful week and the weekend coming up, and loads of success to everyone.
Excelente, excelente, excelente. Lakhi Singh, take care, Mandy. Thank you so much for coming in.
Bye.
Thank you again. Lakhi Singh, anything you got to say for yourself in the last 30 seconds?
Yeah, so I think I wanted to follow up on another couple of case studies so people realize that how they can make income. So if you've got anybody with any sort of requirement in property, whether they want to sell, they want to buy, they want to get a mortgage, they need a good solicitor, they've got a legal issue, they've got a negative equity problem, they're trying to release money from a particular product and a pension, that, whatever sort of dilemma they've got, they're trying to do a business plan for their property project, but they're not sure about CGT and stamp duty, how it's going to tie up with their portfolio. Any of these situations, you could be a problem solver by working with us. So Mandy's, I think, going to be perfect for working with us across the country and helping people. So you too could be the same.
Okay, are you saying, Lakhi, in this solution then, you can do anything and everything that's associated with property and business?
Pretty much. We've got architects that work across the country, then help people with projects, especially in about 12 boroughs in London, that have got expertise in getting enhanced planning, to bridging companies that provide first charge loans, and or private lenders that can help raise funds on a project which you might have difficulty getting money from because you may not understand the components of packaging it up to bridging companies. So pretty much anything in property that moves in the 5 key areas, like I said earlier. So legal issues, finance issues, consultancy issues, sales issues, buying issues, anything that you want that needs help. We do that as an organization. There's a more, like immediate problems with portfolio type issues, but we across the board, we're not just sort of problem solving, we're also solution providers.
Okay, Cam Patel then is asking you, can we do a show on IHT? And for anybody out there who doesn't know what IHT is, because they're not into property yet, it is
Inheritance tax planning.
Excellent. And inheritance tax planning, is that only about property, or does that also include other assets like expensive jewelries and watches and cars and anything that's worth it?
Anything to do with your personal and your business wealth, and how it will be passed on to the generations if you are to pass. So having something in place is going to be critical, really, because especially with COVID-19, it's probably like a topic that everybody needs to know about. So I think, Cam, fantastic idea. Thank you for bringing it to us.
Okay, we'll try and dedicate one slot for it, Cam. And I will request Cam that he should, or is it she should? I'm not sure which way around it is. We'll know when he or she logs in. We will ask he or she to log in and ask her or his question directly, Lakhi. What do you think?
Yeah,
because Cam could be it could be Kamikaze, couldn't it? We don't know. Anyhow, right, Lakhi Singh. So Rescue My Properties actually is now a need of the time, isn't it, really, if you look at it? Social media networking, unemployment, make money while you're helping people, property and business related solutions, self-employment, everything. Is that right?
Yep, so one-stop shop. Good. That sounds too good to be true.
We found out it's a he. It's no longer a she. So Cam now has become a he. So we'll find out from Cam if he wants to come in when we dedicate that show, the IHT, whether he'd like to come in and ask questions. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Opportunity knocks. Do you create your door still then? And are you worrying about the material, the size, the color?
Yeah, I think your vision of what you want to do and what you want to achieve all comes down to the detail. So if you just want a door, that's not going to be good enough. I think you're going to be clear about what.
The vaccine has been We wish everyone well. Anybody suffering from the virus, we wish everyone well, and we hope that this virus and this vaccine is actually going to do what it says on the label and cure people. We hope that anybody suffering at this present time, that they have a bit of hope because of the virus. Anybody who's already lost someone they love, obviously sad commiserations. And anybody who is afraid of catching the virus or afraid of what could happen around the corner, obviously good news for everyone that there may be some hope at the end of the tunnel. There may be a boost to the economy and a revival of the market. Lakhi Singh, thank you so much. Speak to you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Drive time. We have Ninder Singh Johal on tomorrow morning. As usual, the famous DJ MC. He's probably going to give us his input as to the vaccine, because he's a bit of a mover and a shaker like Lakhi Singh with the rich and the famous and the governmental people who obviously draft out this legislation. And we'll ask him what he says about the antidote or the vaccine. See what he says about it tomorrow morning. Anybody want to know about it tomorrow? Listen in and get it live on this drive time from Ninder Singh Johal, who will tell us how quickly the virus vaccine will be on the shelves. Be looking out for it and the Marks and Spencer's superstore, possibly. Take care, Lakhi Singh. See you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Take care.